We all know how important technology is, but how about security with our businesses when it comes to technology? Do you know everything you need to know, such as, well, the cloud? Well, that's exactly what we're talking about with our coastal expert today. Joining me now is Chuck Brown, who is the CEO of Infinity Inc. Hi, Chuck. It's great to see you again.
Hey, good to see you.
So you and I have spoken about the cloud because, I had a lot of questions the last time that we were talking about the cloud. So for some of our viewers who may not be familiar with what the cloud is all about, what is the cloud?
The cloud is really just delivery of any type of computer services over the internet. That's a real simplified explanation, but the cloud is a lot of different things.
So when you think about the cloud, then what are the benefits of moving to the cloud when you have, data or information?
One of the benefits is cost. You're shifting from a capital expense of buying a lot of equipment to an operating expense that you pay each month. Scalability is one of the important things. So if you're in a company that changes things quickly, like you have to add users, remove users a lot, shifting throughout the year, with the cloud you can add those resources. Reliability can be a big factor because you can be in one data center or you can be in geographically dispersed data centers across the world to meet the needs your company has.
So what about the negatives where this is concerned? Because it all seems very overwhelming to me.
Sure. Well, a couple of the negatives, one of the positives is cost. One of the negatives can be cost because you're renting versus buying. So renting versus buying is almost always more expensive depending on what your purchase model is. Now, if you're a company that keeps your equipment forever, like a used car, well, you're going to be better off buying your equipment from a cost perspective. If you, on the other hand, keep things fairly current and moving, then cost isn't so much of an issue. The other downside is you are reliant on the internet. So where today, for a lot of companies, if the internet goes down, it's a nuisance. If you're in the cloud and the internet goes down, you've completely lost communications with all of your infrastructure. So you have to have redundant internet for things like that.
So let's say I have a small business or a large business. How do I know if I need the cloud or if I want to send my information to the cloud? How do I know that that's a good fit for me?
Right. It depends on your partner, to be honest with you. A good fit depends on a lot of things. It depends on the type of business you are. For example, if you're a business that uses a lot of graphics, sometimes the cloud may not be a good fit for you. If you're in an area where you can't get good solid internet, the cloud may not be a good fit for you. So someone needs to sit down with you and kind of analyze what you're doing, what your applications are, what your goals are, and decide for you what the best fit is.
So what about, is it an expensive thing to move things to the cloud? Or is it inexpensive?
Well, expensive is a relative thing because if you can't afford to be down and the power goes out and you have local infrastructure, you're going to be down. It's going to cost you a lot of money. So you have to offset those benefits with the costs of going to the cloud.
And what about the difficulty of moving something to the cloud?
Typically, it's no more difficult than a server move. So the expense and the difficulty are kind of tied with, because basically you're going to build your infrastructure out in the cloud, which is very similar to building out locally.
So we all know how important it is to make sure that we keep the security of our clients safe and even our business practices and that kind of thing, and that's where technology comes in. So here's the big question: is the cloud safe? Because we've heard horror stories of different things happening to folks over the years. So is the cloud safe?
Well, unfortunately, like so many things technology, it depends. You have to keep in mind that some of the largest banks and corporations in the world are in the cloud. So obviously they've done their due diligence. They know that it is. The cloud is only as safe as your partners are, though, because now instead of you controlling your infrastructure, it's local, it's locked up in a room somewhere, you're depending on your partners and their infrastructure to keep it safe. Now the good news is those partners typically have a lot more resources to invest in security to make sure it is safe, but you have to make sure you're working with the right company.
Now, this is something that Infinity Inc. does and is all about. You can educate your clients all about the cloud 100%. How do I pick a cloud service provider?
Well, you sit down and you talk to them. Someone like us, we would come in, we'd interview you, we'd talk to you about your applications, what your needs are, how reliable things need to be, talk about costs. One of the keys to talking to any vendor about this type of thing, though, is to try to determine if they're trying to figure out what you need or if they're trying to figure out how to sell what they have. Because sometimes what we have to offer might not be the best fit for you. So you want to find a company who's really going to find out what your needs are.
And what if I'm one of those folks? I have my business, I have everything in front of me, but when it comes to technology, you know, it's just over your head. So what do you do? Is that something that Infinity Inc. can help with?
Absolutely.
Are there resources that you can provide to educate your clients?
Sure. You can just go to the WSAV.com site and go to the Coastal Experts page, put in a question that we'll respond to. We have resources on the website to help you with that, or just give us a call. We're glad to sit down with you, no obligation, and just talk to you about what your needs are and what your goals are.
So within Infinity Inc., this is something that is so important. And what would you say to our viewers out there if they are looking for that company to make sure that their clients' information is kept confidential and that their security is the best it can be?
I would say just talk to your provider. Ask them what levels of security they provide. Ask them how they ensure your security. Ask them what are the types of companies that they do business with. Who else have they put in the cloud? Talk to those companies. Say, were they satisfied with the solution? That's really the best way. The best way is communications.
But Infinity Inc., you guys really are the best in the business. What would you say sets you apart from all the rest?
Customer service and relationships. The truth of the matter is, for technology, there are a lot of companies today that can put technology in place for you. You want a company that's going to work with you and treat you like a partner.
Well, Chuck, I want to say thank you for all the work that you do and for providing us such wonderful information when it comes to technology and securing our businesses.
Thank you. Good talking to you.
If you'd like more information on Infinity Inc. or any of our Coastal Experts, all you have to do is check out our Coastal Experts page. You'll find that at WSAV.com.